Hello there, and welcome to NCBA Money Mastery, a show where we teach you how to make your money work for you. My name is Leo, and I'm excited about numbers, because at NCBA, the numbers that matter to you are the same numbers that matter to us. Now, here are some numbers around insurance in Kenya today. Currently, 3% is the level of penetration of insurance in Kenya. Secondly, $68 billion, which is the current value of the insurance industry in Africa, is based on the gross written premiums. And third is 1,804, which is the number of claims that NCBA settled in 2020. Now, we live in a dynamic environment that is prone to catastrophic events. And it's clear to say that a world without insurance would be pure chaos. Insurance is a risk management tool to enable you, the modern day entrepreneur, to hedge against the risk of uncertain loss. This morning, we'd like to teach you ways in which you can crisis-proof your business using insurance and help you gain mastery of insurance as a business enabler. I'm joined by Judith Odhiambo. Judith is the Managing Director of NCBA Insurance Agency. Judith, welcome to NCBA Money Mastery.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you so much for having me, and a very good morning to our viewers.
Judith, it's also a pleasure for us to host you this morning. I can frankly say that you're the first Managing Director we've interviewed in this season 2 of NCBA Money Mastery. So, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Now, Judith, what is your experience in insurance, and what is the one key learning that you have learned over that period?
Right. Oh, yeah. Dating back to 15 years.
Yeah.
15
wow.
years is the level of experience I have in this industry. Key learning, there have been many. There have been very, very many, but my best, and I think I really try to live by this, is authenticity. To be authentic in everything that I do, or being authentic even in my engagements with people, I think that is my key learning.
Wow, thank you so much. I think we are on to a great start. Now, moving on to business. What does insurance mean to you, Judith?
Wow, a very good place to start, Leo. And speaking to what you said earlier, that indeed a world without insurance would be pure chaos. I think this is so true. We live in a dynamic world where there's so many moving parts. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and what you had yesterday is not what you have today. So there's all these unforeseen circumstances, unforeseen events that happen in our world. For example, what we are living in today with the COVID-19 pandemic. So with the fact that, you can really not guarantee how your tomorrow will look like, insurance for me stands for peace of mind. Peace of mind that in case something happens to me, my family, my business, that I don't have to be strained financially to be able to recover from that particular event. So peace of mind stands out for me.
Peace of mind. Insurance equals peace of mind. I guess that will be the mantra that you're going to be using throughout the show. Now, we've already determined so early into the show the importance of insurance, and both for our personal lives and our businesses. Then, Judith, tell us, why are we seeing such low penetration of insurance in Kenya?
True. There's very low penetration of low awareness by the general public of what insurance is all about. I think everybody finds insurance to be very complicated, other than the insurance practitioners themselves, even for us, circumstances where it is complicated. So the fact that there's a lot of use of jargon and very complicated language in policy documents, terms and conditions, the fine print is something that a normal mwananchi would not understand very easily, I think makes people shy away from insurance. Again, the other issue is low awareness around what insurance stands for, what kind of products are available out there to meet our needs, to take care of our risk mitigants. I think that fact that there's low awareness is, again, an opportunity for us in the insurance industry to simplify what we are doing, have a lot more forums with customers where we demystify this very complicated agenda, And again, I think the biggest thing is also the process. The fact that when you have a claim, you don't really understand, what do I need to do so that my claim is settled quickly. Many people struggle with the long process, which a lot of people view as bureaucratic. You're told, bring this document and this other one, wait, there's an investigation, you need to, there's a loss adjuster. So all these processes, I think for many people out there, it's too complicated, sometimes very long and tedious. So I think these are some of the reasons why many people shy away from insurance, and hence the low penetration. However, there's good news at the end of the tunnel. The fact that there's a lot of providers who are definitely doing the right thing when it comes to insurance, in terms of holding forums of awareness, simplifying the policies, having people like NCBA insurance agents who sit down customers and explain the claims process. So I think if you choose the right provider, then it should not be too complex.
Thanks for that, Judith. That, of course, gives us a little bit more comfort around that, because, in the sentiment in the market is that, as you rightly say, the claim process is usually very long, and a lot of people see as if insurance agencies are always trying to find ways to wiggle out of paying claims. I know it's not true, but I'm sure you've had such sentiments in the market, isn't it?
Indeed, I've had those sentiments that insurance companies are blamed for, not paying claims, not paying claims on time, dragging their feet. The reason for this, and I can't say whether it is true or false, but what I can say is indeed the difference between what a customer expects and what the insurance company does. The way they say vitu kwa ground ni different. You may buy an insurance policy today. When you have a claim, you may not have understood what you bought. You may not have understood what is required of you. The insurance company, maybe at that time, is when they're pointing out something in the fine print that you ought to have been aware about. So I think it all boils down to awareness. What am I buying? Does it suit my need? If it suits your need, well and good. Are you buying the right policy? Are you with the right provider? And when you answer those questions, then indeed, I don't think we would be having those scenarios where consumers feel that underwriters don't pay claims.
Thank you for being candid about that, Judith. Moving on to the next item or discussion point is that a lot of guys regard, when you ask a lot of people about the types of insurance, they know. A lot of people will talk about motor vehicle insurance, which I think is what is present in people's minds. What are the other types of insurances that are out there that are available in the market, and what types of this do you guys offer as NCBA Insurance Agency?
Right. Thanks, Leo. So indeed, you're right. Many people are aware about motor insurance, and largely because it's a requirement when you have a motor vehicle on the road that you have at least to have a minimum third-party insurance to protect other road users. If you financed your vehicle or you bought it through financing, then you definitely will need comprehensive insurance. At NCBA, when you take your asset financing with the bank, then the agency also provides you with that insurance, comprehensive. Over and above that, at NCBA Insurance Agency, we have a lot of insurance solutions for both the personal customer and also the business owner. So as a private customer, as a personal customer, we have insurances for you and your family to cater for health insurance, so your health needs, which will include outpatient, for example, where you are hospitalized. That's what so inpatient, when you are hospitalized, that's what we call inpatient. We also have outpatient, which is essentially when you're feeling unwell and you want to go see a doctor, want to consult a doctor. So we pay, the policy pays for consultation. The policy also pays for diagnostic tests, for example, lab tests, CT scans, MRIs, X-rays, all these are catered for, including also the drugs that the doctor will prescribe. Over and above that, we also have insurance that covers for your home, your home insurance, which also we call domestic package. So this covers homeowners and also non-home owners. So if you're an owner of the home that you live in, you can insure that against fire and flooding and other natural calamities, and also your contents, your house contents. You can insure those, your furniture and electronics. We save a lot of money so that we can buy all the things we have in our houses, right? Leo, you also have a very beautiful watch. So that watch, you can be able to insure it against damage, because we also have a section called all risks, which enables you to insure your portable items like your mobile phones, your jewelry, laptops. So that's home insurance. There's also golfers insurance. This is for the golfer out there. I know we value our golfing equipment. Please insure that against damages and also loss. Over and above insurances for the personal customer, we also have insurance for business owners. We have insurance for the SMEs and entrepreneurs, as well as corporates. And in summary, because there are very many covers for business owners. But in summary, I can speak about assets, insurance for your assets, which includes stock, buildings, machinery and equipment, motor vehicles. All these you can be able to insure them. We can also insure you against, liabilities. For example, if you're manufacturing a consumable, we can be able to insure that, the product liability, and as well your employees. I know most corporates out here want to be an employer of choice. So it's very important that you also give your employees peace of mind. In case they sustain an injury while at work, they can be able to be compensated for that. And also personal accident, in case they have an accident out there, even when they're not at work, they are maybe on leave or going back home after a long day's work, you can actually insure them for this, as well as also giving them health insurance as a company. So Leo, in summary, those are some of the solutions that we have.
And what I'm getting out of that answer is that basically the insurance industry has matured, and basically if a business owner or an individual identifies a risk, whether around their assets or medical, and they come to your agency, basically you'll be able to give them a product that will help them hedge against the losses, or rather a loss associated with that risk, isn't it?
Correct. That's correct.
And building up through, or rather focusing on one item that you mentioned in that previous answer, medical insurance. Now, yes, compared to other countries, especially European countries and the Americas, Africans or Kenyans do not take as much medical insurance policies as probably these other countries. And I know access to healthcare has been a pain point for a lot of Kenyans, especially where the medical need extends beyond outpatient, and probably people need specialized operations. I see that usually you have not really adopted medical insurance as a way to take care of that. I don't know what your thoughts around that are.
A very good and accurate observation, Leo. Indeed, yeah. I think in Africa, in Kenya, we generally don't take insurance, and health insurance indeed is actually one of the ones that we don't. And I think this is largely because of cultural issues, cultural reasons. As Kenyans, as Africans, we have a communal spirit, communal way of addressing our challenges. So the fact that I know that in case I fall ill, it's just a matter of, for example, if I have an illness and I have to be admitted or go for surgery, it's very easy to just call a few friends and family and ask for help. And indeed, it is a good spirit that we have as Africans, as Kenyans, a spirit of supporting one another, a spirit of standing in and stepping in when our colleague, our friend, our brother, our sister is unwell. We do that, and we do that very well. I know an example. I know, Leo, you've also observed this. Today someone may pass on. In about 2 hours' time, a WhatsApp group has been formed, and people are being called in to contribute and fundraise. So the fact that we've always had people to lean in and we support one another as Kenyans, as Africans, is good. But on the downside, it also prevents people from taking insurance, because you know that there's always someone you can lean on. However, the reality is, the way the world is moving right now, we are becoming a highly individualized society, where people stand on their 2 feet, me and my family, me and my nuclear family. Slowly we are getting there. And I think the message out here is that, can we please buy insurance? Because yes, you may have someone you can lean on, but it's always important. If you can insure that particular risk, please take it. The other cultural aspect Leo was talking about is also the fact that we as Africans don't like to talk about the negative things. We don't like to talk about death. So, for example, and I know you asked about health insurance, but there's also an example around funeral expenses. When you ask somebody to buy a last expense cover, which will make sure that in case of a death or a fatality, the family members don't have to suffer, so that they can give that particular individual a good send-off. The industry is full of last expense covers, and I think many people shy away from taking. They don't want to have a conversation around death. So largely, Leo, the reason for insurance uptake, and speaking to health, speaking to all these other policies, even life insurance, it's because of culture. And I think it's a high time. I think we also started embracing having these difficult conversations.
Thank you, Judith. I think your insights are spot on. I think this spirit of Harambee crowdfunding is something that is ingrained in our society. But I think also when you began, you mentioned peace of mind, and that's really coming out, because when you have an insurance policy, you have peace of mind. If you need that operation, and you have a policy that covers that operation, you have peace of mind, because then you don't have to go to your family or to your friends to fundraise these resources. So I guess then the message here is that insurance offers you that cushion, that peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Moving on, Judith. Let's say I've identified the risk, and I've identified the type of policy or insurance policy that I want to take to hedge against that risk. What are the key things I should look out for when I'm choosing an insurance provider?
Right. A good question again. I believe that this is a question that many of our viewers this morning have in their minds, or maybe if they don't have it right now, they've thought about it. Okay, so I think it's a good thing to buy insurance. Where do I start? And because already we said insurance is viewed as a complex subject. Many people struggle. What do I do? Where do I start? I think the right place to start is looking inward in terms of me as Judy, me and my family, or my business. Are there any risks that my business, for example, is exposed to? Are there certain gaps that exist in my business that in case of a disaster, in case of a calamity, in case of a problem, I will be exposed? And that exposure is largely financial exposure. So when you start there, that's a good way to identify your needs. What are your needs as an individual? What are your needs as the provider of your home, who's taking care of your family? What are your needs as a business owner? What are the risks that your business is facing? And when you find the answers to this question, then the next step is now to then say, okay, I need a solution to help mitigate these risks. That solution is insurance. And then you ask yourself, so where do I get this insurance? And there's very many providers out here. A lot of insurance companies, insurance brokers and agents. But speaking for NCBA, definitely this is a solution that we give you in-house. We help you to identify, the right provider for your needs. The next step you ask yourself is, okay, I have all these options. Can I afford it? You should ask yourself whether you do have a budget to be able to buy that particular policy that is helping you to meet a particular gap. And if you don't have that particular budget, then it's important to plan accordingly, plan early, because I know insurance may not be as easy as going to buy tomatoes in the market. You have to think about it. You have to plan so that you can get the right plan for you, the right plan for your business. So then after that, of course, as you're making the decision about which provider to go for, look at the claims history of that particular provider. How stable is that insurance company? But the good news is, I know all of this is sounding like, ooh, there's a lot of work. The good news is, if you talk to NCBA today, talk to NCBA, we'll be able to guide you through. We'll sit you down, help you identify the needs, help you, we'll go to the insurance companies and get various options for you. Then we'll come and sit down and we help you make a decision about what is the right product for the need that you have. Thank you. Thank you, Leo.
Judith, and the most important point is the last one, where you say talk to NCBA, because I know NCBA is an agency, and I know you have relationships with all these major insurance companies in Kenya. So I know it's very easy for a client to just come in, speak to Judith or any of your team members, and say the insurance cover, which is the best cover for me. And then your teams have experience. I'm sure they'll easily able to pick out which is the best cover for this type of insurance, and you're able to advise the customer accordingly.
Yes, correct.
Now, let's talk about something else you mentioned, about affordability of premiums. I know insurance premiums are not cheap. And speaking from a personal level, I usually dread that time of the year. I think for me, it's usually around March when I have to pay for my motor vehicle insurance. And and this has been made worse because of COVID, because right now, a lot of household disposable incomes are quite depressed. What kind of, is there a possibility of financing of these premiums by NCBA?
Right. Indeed. And Leo, to make you feel comfortable, you're not alone. Very many people dread that time of the year when they have to pay for their insurance premiums. It's one of those things that is a cause of anxiety for many. The good news is it doesn't have to be anymore, because we have a solution for you. Yes, indeed, right now, because of COVID pandemic, a lot of people have lost their income, or their income has shrunk, maybe because you're taking care of other, family members in the process. Maybe your business has taken a nosedive because of this pandemic. So insurance now is starting to look like a luxury. It does not have to be that way. We have what we call insurance premium financing, in short, IPF. I'm sure you've heard the word. Insurance premium finance is a short-term loan that we give as NCBA, which helps customers, instead of paying for your premium as a lump sum, which I think can be a bit heavy, we help you to stagger your payments in 4 to 10 installments, which means that you can actually buy your insurance today, you start enjoying the benefits of that insurance, but pay the bank slowly in sizable installments, in bits. So I think this makes life a lot easy. And the good news, there's no need for collateral. All we know, KYC documentation, your ID, PIN, board resolution, if it's a company, and you can enjoy your insurance. So indeed, it's a very simple product that we offer to all our.
Good, Judith. I think that helps me, and I'm a beneficiary of IPF actually, and it works perfectly, because instead of those insurance premiums hitting your account in lump sum, you're basically able to spread that up to, I think, around 7 months, and the interest rate is actually very, very negligible. It's actually very small. So and again, it's unsecured, so it lessens the burden of this insurance premium on a customer.
Leo,
Judith,
just a clarification.
Oh, sorry.
It actually goes up to 10 months. So 4 months up to 10 months installments. Yeah. Yes.
Now, I know, Judith, I know there are a lot of insurance companies out there. There are a lot of agencies out there. And since today I'm speaking to you as MD, NCBA Insurance Agency, what really make NCBA Insurance Agency stand out compared to other providers out there?
Right. I think indeed this is what we call our value proposition to our customers. what are you going to enjoy if you're coming to insure through NCBA Insurance Agency? One, first and foremost, is the appreciation that NCBA Group is a very customer-centric organization. We are an organization that puts our customers' needs first, and it's the same for the insurance agency as well. And because of this, we have a team of relationship managers to help you, as I said earlier, help you to identify your needs. Then it's our job then to engage with the various insurance companies to get you the right solution in terms of good benefits, and also at a competitive pricing to help you to balance between what you need and also what it's going to cost you. The other thing is, of course, that we work, you remember I mentioned, since we're an agency, we partner with various insurance companies in the market. We partner with the most reputable underwriters. We vet them in terms of their claims settlement history, in terms of their stability, in terms of various strengths that they have. And that way, then we know that if you have an issue, the promise that we made to you will actually be delivered. So that reputation is very important. The fact that, we also handle our business in a very professional manner, you can rest assured that, we'll be here for the long haul. Professionalism, that stability you're looking for, you will find it at NCBA. Again, because of being customer-centric, we also really, really work on making sure that your requests are turned around very quickly. Whether it is onboarding, you want to buy a new cover, you want to renew your policy, you want to make a change on your policy, which is what we call endorsements. We're able to do that very quickly. If you have a claim, the claim settlement history is actually very, very fast. So these are some of the solutions we give our customers. This is a value proposition. Over and above that, of course, we talked about IPF, which then provides you with that peace of mind that you can buy insurance today without really digging too deep into your pocket.
Wow, thank you so much, Judith, for that report. And I guess then that rings true to a lot of the things that customers are looking for out there. And what's most important for me, and I'm sure for a lot of guys watching us, is making sure that when a customer wants to reach out to you or your team, there's always somebody there to advise them and to take care of their transactions, making sure that the transactions are not getting stuck. And I guess that's the most important point, because a lot of agencies probably provide the same type of insurance that you're providing. But I'm glad that you've been able to highlight the fact that customer centricity is one of the key highlights at NCBA Insurance Agency. Now, Judith, we see a lot of low understanding of the policy documents for insurance covers, and to some extent, and a lot of customers do not understand the full benefits of some of the policies that they hold. What are you doing as NCBA Insurance Agency to make sure, or rather to educate customers, to ensure that they understand what they are buying and how they can enjoy the full benefits of a certain policy?
Right. Thanks. Indeed, we talked about awareness, which is one of the, or rather lack of awareness, which is one of the reasons for low penetration. So what we do is we engage with customers very, very often, very regularly. And this engagement is through various channels, through the media, like what we are doing today. I think this interview with you, Leo, I hope is actually giving a lot more information out there to our consumers, the general public, and also to customers of NCBA. We also send out e-shots through emails. We send out alerts, even SMS alerts, and we also hold a lot of forums, customer engagement forums, so that we can just bring them close about what do we do, what are our solutions, what are some of our processes. And I think the rest of the industry as well should be falling in line in terms of ensuring that the general public is well educated. I know that the IRA is also doing a lot of that in terms of engagement with the general public all the way on the ground in the various counties. So this collaboration is very key, and at NCBA we really go out of our way to explain, even on the face-to-face conversations when customers come to talk to us. full disclosure is a very big of our value. Yeah, thank you.
I know, Judith, you've spoken about very nice things that NCBA has, but now I want to put you on the spot and just ask you outright. Are you able to give us a highlight of your claim settlement history as NCBA Insurance Agency?
Right. We've had a very, very good history since starting operations back in the year 2009, 2008. So as a combined organization, combining the experience from the legacy, we've had over 20 years experience of being an intermediary for our customers. So there's been quite a lot of that history. What I can say about the numbers, and I know we are talking about numbers that matter. In the year 2020, we got around 2,500 claims requests. Customers coming to say, I have this claim, this accident, this theft, my mobile phone is broken, and all these things. About 2,500 of them throughout the entire year. And by the time we were finishing the year, we had helped the customers to process through the underwriters about 90% of this, around 2,200 of these claims. So this is really good. You do know that claims is actually the main reason, or rather the main point, that if you've bought a policy, that's the main point when you really know the true value of your cover. How quick is this provider? Will I be paid or not? So 90% of all claims is really good. And another reason that I think, our viewers can also help to appreciate also the level of service at NCBA is we have a very good customer retention rate that ranges month on month between 85 to 90%, which is also really, really good. It's above the industry average. And this is a testimony of what our customers feel about insuring through the agency, basically saying that we value this relationship and we are happy with you and we want to retain our policies with you.
Thank you so much for that, Judy. NCBA says the numbers that matter to the customers are the same numbers that matter to you. And here you've mentioned two numbers that matter, which is 95% claim settlement history, and 90% claim settlement history, and a 95% retention rate, which basically means that you're scoring A in this claim settlement class. I think it's time now to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about other key benefits that that will accrue to you from using NCBA Insurance as your agency. We'll also talk about how businesses can use insurance to prop up their business. So please keep sending those questions and comments to us, and Judith and I will address them before the end of the segment.
Candace, what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
Daddy said you helped us get a house, a car, and Mommy's business.
But I only helped them get the loans.
You did more than that. You got us 299 family dinners, 64 kisses on the cheek, 12 road trips to see Grandma, 42 jokes from Daddy, 49 laughs from Mommy.
In over 60 years of dealing with numbers, we've learned that the numbers that matter the most to you are the ones that matter the most to us. NCBA Bank. Go for it.
To NCBA Money Mastery, where we show you how to make your money work for you. My name is Leo, and I've been speaking with Judith Odhiambo, MD, Insurance Agency. Judith, before we took the break, we're about to discuss how businesses and entrepreneurs can use insurance to crisis-proof their businesses. How can businesses use insurance to make it work for them, or as a business enabler for their businesses?
Right. Thanks. Crisis-proof, I think that's a very good way of calling it. Indeed, speaking to our SMEs, our entrepreneurs out here, business owners, corporates, the guys who've said, go for it, the guys who've said, you know what, I want to make a difference in the world. I'm starting up this particular business. Thank you for taking that bold step. And I know that you're taking to start up a business is actually a big risk. However, don't be a risk taker by not insuring your business. Now, how do I crisis proof business? This you can do through various ways. You can crisis proof your business by what I said earlier, identifying the gaps, identifying the risks, asking yourself, if a catastrophe is to happen today, what would happen? And I use examples so that I can drive home a little bit better. So again, the example I used of a hardware owner, if you lock up today in the evening and go back home, and then you come in the morning and find all your stock gone, that is a risk. What do you do about it? I think the best way to proof your business is to buy insurance for all your risks. And these risks could be a fire has happened. I'm a baker, so I'm baking bread, and then one day the factory burns down. What happens? It means that there's some income that I will lose from that event, over and above the fact that the fire will destroy equipment. Before you even get your fire policy to pay for you to buy fresh equipment, if you do have that fire insurance, what happens to the income that you will lose during that period when your business is down? Because remember, you have to rebuild, you have to buy new equipment. What happens if one of your workers gets so you can be able to actually take care of your loss of income during that period, which helps you to pay your bills. It helps you to pay if the premises is on rent, to pay rent. If you have a facility, to pay your loans. If you have employees, which of course a business owner would have, you can actually be able to pay your salaries. It will be able to cater for your payroll. So loss of income is a big one, and a big one for most business owners. Loss and damage to assets is a big one for business owners. Your workers is a big one, because your workers are there, to help you fulfill your dreams, and therefore it's important to take care of them also. Give them insurance that helps to protect them and also possibly their families against financial strain in case they get injured, in case of death, in case of an admission. So I think crisis proving can be easily done through insurance. And we do have a lot of those solutions for business owners.
I mean, thank you for that exhaustive answer, Judith. And what's really what was going through my mind as you're speaking was a lot of businesses, a lot of Kenyans or other entrepreneurs to be, before they get to the step of starting a business, somebody has saved for a long period of time. You've been accumulating the startup capital for a long time, and then you finally set up that business. And it will be so unfortunate if something like what you just indicated, like a fire or a burglary, just comes and disrupts your business. And some of these businesses actually go through these events happen and they close forever. So I'm glad that you have been able to highlight that. You see, now you're able to hedge against all these risks by just paying that, getting that insurance policy, paying that premium, where the cost is actually quite small compared to the huge loss you would encounter if you had no insurance. So I think for any businesses, big or small, it makes a lot of sense for a business to just make sure that the insurance needs are all catered from, to cover all possible risks from their working from their workforce, for insurance, for personal accident, work injury, medical insurance for the workforce, because we always say the workforce forms is a key success factor of any business. And also now for making sure that your assets are secure, from your vehicles to your equipment and the entire portfolio. So and that really makes a lot of sense for any entrepreneur and business owner watching us right now. And the same also, I think, applies to individuals, for your own homes, for your car. Just making sure that you have that peace of mind that in case you have that accident or in case you have that medical procedure coming up, knowing that you have that cushion or that safety net at the back of your mind is really gives you peace of mind to, even as you're going out there, go-getting and breaking barriers and just doing great things. You know that you have a policy or a safety net behind you that should catch you if you fall. I think, I don't know, Judith, if that's accurate, but that's how I really understand it.
Yes, Leo, I'm just smiling because I feel you're actually so passionate about this subject. Maybe you could consider a change of career.
Anyway, my producer may look at me funny when I start talking about career. But Judith, allow me to just dive into some of the questions coming in this morning, and there are quite a lot, especially around where insurance can really come in to help clients and basically Kenyans hedge against certain risks. The first one is from Kamis Buika, who's asking, what type of insurance should a small business owner get for the business? I know from experience, Judith, you can recommend probably are the key types of insurances that they can get.
Right. Indeed, thank you. Again, it could possibly depend the type of business that particular business owner is in. But at a very minimum, it's important to insure your assets. So the assets of the company, the tangible assets. As well, it's important to insure your employees. It's also important to insure against liability, which could be a public liability. So that protects any person, any third party who is not, for example, a family member or an employee of the company. Those are the ones we call third parties. In case they come to your premises and get injured, it's good to have at a very minimum a public liability insurance. So ask yourself, what kind of assets do I own as a business? Do I have employees? Yes. Can I insure them against injuries? And also public, at a very minimum, a small business needs at least those 3 types of covers. But again, the needs range are as diverse as the different types of businesses and also the size of business, because I think different businesses face risks. However, they're generally more or less the same when it comes to the 3 items that I've talked about.
Thank you for that. Moving on, a question from Gracie M and Gibson Karanja. Can I insure myself in case I lose my job?
A good question, and indeed a pertinent, a very good topic around this time, where a lot of organizations, because of not being able to sustain the business, are restructuring the companies. Some employees are being declared redundant, or they are, being retrenched. So I think the fear of losing your job is a very real fear that many people have in their minds. So how do you insure yourself? I think one of the best solutions that we have as NCBA is what we call income protector. So income protector is a policy that you take. It runs for a period, and then you renew after the 12-month period. The premium ranges between about 3,000 shillings to about 10,000 shillings per annum. So if you break that down to per month, it's about 300 bob in a month. And with that policy is in case you lose your job, involuntary loss of job, not where you have resigned or opted out, but where it is involuntary, you've been retrenched, your role has been declared redundant, you can actually come and claim on that particular policy. It pays a lump sum, which you get. It also pays for rent. Lump sum you get because of that particular retrenchment, say 200,000, depending on what policy you've bought. Then on top of that 200,000, you get the rent for the next 3 months also paid, which I think is a big deal. When you lose your job, rent is a big expense that many people don't even know where to start. At least at the very minimum, you know that for a couple of months, you will be okay. Then it also pays for last expense. So in case you buy this cover today and in the next 12-month period, maybe something happens, there's a benefit that caters for funeral expenses, which, as I said, is something that is insurable.
Currently in this COVID pandemic, where we've seen a lot of job losses. So thank you for just making that clear for everyone. Moving on, a question from Evans Dereva from YouTube. Can you insure a small business against insolvency or liquidation?
No, because that financial risk, I believe that particular business should be able to find ways of insuring itself against, not insurance, or rather liquidation is a financial risk. However, what I can say in terms of a business and the financial aspects is take, if you have liabilities, which is loans, you have loans with various financiers, what you can insure is actually that particular loan. So I'll give an example. So I've taken a loan for, say, 20 million, and then I'm the sole owner of that particular business. So in case of my demise, what would happen is that business would go, and then the financier would come and take the collateral to offset the loan. Then the business collapses. So the way that you can protect yourself against, or rather protect the business against liquidation, is actually to insure the loans that you have taken, so that then in case of any issue, then the assets of the business are not touched by the financier. The loan itself would be settled through your insurance policy. So we have solutions for this. We have what we call key man risk insurance. You protect that particular business, especially where that particular business by an individual or one key person who is very instrumental in the running of that particular business. There's also what business loan protector. It protects against the loans that particular business owner has taken for its business. So if you insure the loans, because I think loans is where liquidation can arise, the bank taking care of its interests, I think that's the best thing that you could take.
Thanks for that. What I'm getting is that as much as you may not insure the entire business against winding up or liquidation, you can identify different risks in different facets of your business and try to ring-fence those risks, and out and the outcome of that will be making sure that the business is a going on concern. Another question from Gidi Shiru, who's asking, do you offer medical insurance that covers cesarean delivery?
Yes, we do. Our health insurance covers maternity. We do have a maternity benefit within our health insurance, and it will cover both natural, normal delivery, and also CS, cesarean section, whether it is elective or an emergency.
Question that asks whether it covers the first one. I don't know whether you can be able to give us input on that.
Can you come again, Leo?
No, the second part of that question was whether you cover cesarean delivery after the first one, like maybe
yes.
2. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I understand. Yes, you can actually cover our health insurance, the first cesarean section, which could be either an emergency or elective, but even subsequent ones, because cesarean, if you've already had CS, the next deliveries will most likely be CS as well. So we do insure that.
Okay, great. Another question from John Chemboy. What items are covered in home insurance?
The items, I think we insure everything that is insurable, everything that, for example, so when we talk about contents, this is the stuff that you own, that you have in your house, which is ranges from your furniture, your nice couch, the bed, clothes, beddings, shoes, electronics, so your TV, your decoder. It also covers, arts, works of art, like you have stuff on the wall. It covers literally everything that you want to insure. Then other than contents, I know they earlier had talked about an aspect of home insurance that is called all risks. So the parcel of your home insurance. So all risks basically says, remember, you're not moving around with things like your TV and bed when you come to work, but things like your jewelry, your mobile phone, your laptops are portable. You move around with them when you're traveling. You're with them, and that poses a risk of either loss. So you can actually insure these items as well.
Great. And one of the final questions you're going to address is a question from Frankie Walker from Facebook. Please explain what happens when one who has an insurance policy financed by the bank, I think through IPF, is unable to make payments because of probably the effects of COVID. Is there any plan around that?
Right. I know what we've done as NCBA is we're very empathetic to the current situation that we have in the world, where the COVID pandemic has made it really difficult, for borrowers to repay their loans. We have been giving loan moratoriums since last year. I think the best thing that I would request Kembu to do is to talk to us, and let's work out a plan on what can happen in case you have difficulty on settling your loan. Talk to us and we'll give you various solutions.
Thank you so much, Judy. This has truly been a masterclass in all the things insurance. Thank you for breaking all these items and bureaucracies into terms that we're able to understand and internalize. And again, thank you for spending time with us this morning and taking time to just take us through that. It's been a real pleasure having you here. To our audience, that's all the time we had for you this morning on NCBA Money Mastery. Until next time, when we come back to your screens to talk about different sets of numbers that matter to you. If you want to learn more about insurance products and any other products offered by NCBA, kindly visit our website at ke.ncbagroup.com. That's ke.ncbagroup.com. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media pages, where you'll get information about our promotions, about our new products, and basically all the nice stuff that NCBA is doing. That's it for me. Until next time, please continue keeping safe. Observe the Ministry of Health guidelines on COVID, on wearing your mask, on sanitizing and washing your hands, and just making sure that you're keeping social distance as much as possible. My name is Leo Kinyoy, and signing out. Thanks.